As we said, that was a huge setback to Olympic as they're trying to chase the title. Now 5 points behind South Hobart.
Yeah, and I think Zebras are in the box seat, Jeremy. They're only 3 points off the pace. They've got a very good goal difference and they're in good form.
Well, the next game we're going to take a look at is your mob up against the Northern mob, and luckily you scraped home with a win.
Yeah, we scraped home with a win, but a win is a win. I've always been told, you know, you take 3 points wherever you can get them, Jeremy.
You've had a pretty good record against the North as well, Eamon. You haven't dropped a game yet.
As yet, but don't speak too soon. We've got to play them 2 more occasions this year, but they certainly acquitted themselves well today. They're a good opposition.
I guess there's always those players, I guess, that you've had last year and through the last couple of years, but a couple of new faces as well in the Southern squad this year.
Yeah, we had we took on the decision with what's happening towards the end of the year with the under-21 A-League team, just to show Richard Evans, you know, the new coaching director, what sort of youth he will have available to him.
Eamon, I was intrigued by a tactical aspect of your game. One of the top strikers in Southern Tasmanian, Billy Gasparinatos, you had him in defence as a man marker. Yeah,
there's a lot of people always intrigued in a lot of things that I do, but I can see Billy, you know, Billy played for me in the midfield last year and I saw a defensive role that he can fulfil, and Billy is very good at man marking. He's a brilliant player, he's a utilised player, you can use him anywhere on the park, and I was fortunate today that he did a good job.
How did he take it when you set him down in the change rooms and said, look mate, you're not going to be up front today, you're going to sit down back and mark one of the best Northern strikers?
No, well not really, because I gave Billy a fair bit of warning. We had a training session with him last Monday, and I actually brought Charlie White in from Kingborough because I was looking for a bit of bulk like McKenna is, and active on the ball and good in the air, and Charlie did a brilliant job for me in taking Billy for a session, the hour session that we had. And I think after the first 15 minutes, Billy knew what his job was going to be at the weekend.
You have a couple more games this year against the Northern side?
Yeah, we do. We've got a first leg in September, and then the return leg the week after, one in Launceston, I believe, and one in Hobart.
I guess a good warm-up though for the boys to know what they're going to expect later on in the year, and I guess it builds a little bit more rivalry as well.
Yeah, it always builds rivalry between, as soon as you mention the North and South, it builds rivalry just by mentioning it, but the players enjoy it. The players enjoy playing in that calibre of football. The North have improved to what they were last year. We've virtually stayed a little bit more so than what we were last year. We don't seem to have taken that next step because we're trying to use the youth.
And hopefully you'll have Bart Beecroft in the side for the next matches because he was missing.
Yeah, he was, poor Bart. I mean, he travelled all the way to Launceston last night with the rest of the team, and unfortunately he didn't come through the warm-up session. I mean, the physical demand on these players, you know, some of them have played 2 games in 24 hours.
I mean, we know it was only a curtain raiser, but do you think maybe that Football Tasmania should have maybe had a look at when they could have structured the A-League game and the curtain raiser?
I don't think there was much of a that the FFT could have done. I mean, the only one thing they could have done really was reschedule the game from Saturday, and it could have been moved forward to a Saturday afternoon.
I mean, it was a game of 2 halves. First half we were a bit scrappy. I suppose that's what happens when we don't have players that play well enough together, you know, for a long enough period of time of preparation. But we played better football in the second half, yeah, we come back better in the second half.
Oh, I think overall game we played to, you know, a few more goal scoring chances than them. They had a lot more possession. But I think when it came to the goal scoring chances, you know, we had enough chances to win the game.
So back to the local competitions, and Walter, you're going to run us through the ladders.
Yes, the Southern ladder, we have South Hobart on top, of course, with 34 points. 3 points behind are Tilford Zebras, and then Hobart Olympic on 29, Glenorchy Knights 26, University 23, Clarence 17, Kingborough Lions 14, Newtown Eagles 12, Metro 7 and Taroona 3. I would say that Metro and Taroona are in a really precarious situation. Newtown Eagles are starting to look a bit shaky. That win by Kingborough really set the cat amongst the pigeons.
Certainly did.
So to the Northern ladder, and Devonport City are a game clear of the Northern Rangers, who are on 28 points. Prospect Knights not too far behind on 25, Burnie United 24 and Somerset on 21, but right down at the bottom, poor old Ulverston only 1 point there, and Launceston United 7 points, so a bit of a battle down at the bottom of the table. Well, I guess, Walter, it is good to see, though, no matter what, despite the players having to play a couple of games on the weekend, still good to see North-South soccer.
Certainly, it's always a big occasion. The question I want to ask Amon is, Amon, these players don't often play before such huge crowds. Does anyone get stage struck?
No, which is surprising. I mean, we brought young players in, such as Liam Scott. He's only 17, the young lad, and he acquitted himself really well today at Aurora Stadium. I thought that he might have been a bit overawed by the occasion, but he wasn't. He acquitted himself well. The experience in the side, they've been through it a couple of times now. But the new boys, Igor, he was very nervous before the game. But he came on the track, and the new boys, Ricky Self was there. Ricky acquitted himself very well. Dwayne Walsh scored a great goal. Did very well.
Well, that's all we have time for this evening. Thanks for coming along, Walter.
It's a pleasure, Jeremy.
We'll look forward to seeing you next week as well. And thanks for coming along, Eamon. It's great to get your insight into the game in the state at the moment.
Pleasure, Jeremy.
And we leave you tonight with some highlights of the A-League clash between Melbourne Victory and Adelaide United.